Hey, Blue Table fans. Want to give you an update on September Valhalla. And first off, embarrassingly enough, I don't know the actual date. I'm pretty sure it's in late September. So what happened is in 2015, I was on a road trip going through New Mexico, and who lives in New Mexico? It's Miranda, which you guys may know as Wargamer Girl, and her beau met with me. We went out to dinner, and they were excited for Valhalla. When are you going to do it again? How would it work? And at this time in my life, as you know, 2015 was a very, let's call it a transformative year. And so they were very excited, and I was just like, oh man, because it was building up Valhalla as like, it's so obvious now. Oh, it's a thing you do. But building it up over the years, that was just, oh, that was like, there were some bloody knuckles in there. And that's a game. All right, so first off, just a couple of, well, an announcement really. A friend of the studio, his name is Chris, he was like, hey, I wanted to come, and it's all booked up, it's all filled up, and I was like, you know what? There's other cabins up there. I mean, it's beautiful. There's other places, and so contact Miranda, and he did, and so I'm actually have got a room with him, and not in the same room, but a room in that cabin. And there's some still left over. And right now, last I knew, don't quote me on this, but it was between 200 and 400 for the space. For the week. That's awesome. Come on, guys. Even a Motel 6 isn't that awesome, or isn't that inexpensive. And then what you would do is you'd buy what's called an event pass for Valhalla proper. And last time I talked to Miranda, I think there were like 8 or 10 left. And if I remember right, again, you got to contact the right person. You can contact me first if that's easier, and I'll just shuttle you off in the right direction. And hold on. I got ahead of myself in my mind. I'm like 2 steps down the road, and I tripped. Mentally fell over myself. Okay, so anyway, last I knew they were $350. So if you do the math on that, that is great for a ticket to this event. I mean, it's like I said, the last October 2014, it was actually the biggest Valhalla. I think we had 40 to 50 people out there, and plus, of course, the guest stars. And they hold on. And the tickets were running between $1,000. I think the least expensive one was like $1,150, and the most expensive one was like $2,800. Again, don't quote me. I'm pulling these numbers right off the top of my head. So anyway, so that's a great deal. You should do it. And the great thing is that now that Miranda and company are just doing this, that's great. And you know what? I have to tip my hat to Miranda, because she had some class. She came to me and she said, listen, Shawn, I know that we could just run with this, but we want to know how you feel about it. And, I don't know. It was like, it felt nice. And I really appreciated it. And her and Thomas are just the salt of the earth. And yeah, and for me, it's great. Because you guys don't know it, but boy, I was like pulling my hair out every time. Ticket sales, the costs, the risk, organizing everything. And I had great people working with me on it, so I also have to tip my hat to, who really banded together and made this very complicated event come together every year. One year, I think we did 6 of them, but we had like less of a guest count. And so I've got lots of comments on that, but that it's all in the past, so that's great. But anyway, so that's it. You can get a room and an event pass, and it's great. In fact, my plan is to is to set up a table or two at this other cabin and actually have stuff there and bring some board games. And I am just volunteering, really as a guest, volunteering to bring my resources, notably the tables. Last count, I think I had 16 Valhalla quality tables. Let's call it 8 to be safe. And so those are all coming up. And what else? Yeah, and if you by now, of course, you've seen my Ultimate D&D video, and I admit it's a conceptual thing, but it's based on something, which is the experience with Valhalla, my own experience role-playing. You've actually seen videos of me using the miniatures and the terrain for RPGs. And yeah, so I'm plugging in the next video the thing from the last video, which is, and I don't know if I can call it Ultimate D&D because, you know, D&D is a trademark and I don't own that, obviously. So Ultimate Fantasy Role-Playing. And yeah, to me, that would be the cult. I could die happy with having that under my belt. That's the coolest. So, in fact, you know what? I want to talk more about it. I should put this on the other video, but I didn't, so you get to hear about it now. And that is, when I was 12, you know what? No, I'm going to make this into a separate video. So anyway, that's my comments and whatnot for Valhalla that's coming up this year. And oh guys, it's going to be good. You can't miss it. It's going to be one of those where it'll be like, I wish I was there. But I'm going to be taking video. But again, haha, I'm a guest this time. Awesome. So I don't got to worry about any of that stuff. Well, except, you know, I'll volunteer and help out if I'm needed. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Thanks for tuning in.